And we are now open to general discussion. And right here in the front row.
John Hornik, Precinct 7, and also speaking on behalf of the Town Housing and Sheltering Committee, which voted unanimously to support the inclusionary zoning article. Can I get 5 minutes, please?
We'll have a quick vote on that. Permission to grant an additional 2 minutes to Mr. Hornik. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, please say no. Yes, you have 5 minutes.
Thank you. Amherst needs more housing. There has been very little development of new housing units over the past 20 to 30 years. The supply of housing has been virtually fixed, and as a result, it's under increasing pressure because of the expansion of the university. With the restricted housing supply, it's dramatically changed the population of Amherst. Now, over half of the population is in the age group 18 to 24. The number of people who are over age 60 is increasing, but there are two groups that are decreasing, and decreasing substantially, more substantially than in other communities. Those are people who are 25 to 44 and children under the age of 18. That is where we are losing young families. Young families can no longer afford to buy or rent in Amherst. I would bet that each year the numbers of people who work in Amherst but commute from one of the surrounding towns increases. This includes employees of local businesses, of the schools and other town services, and of the university and the colleges. Of course, we cannot dictate where people will live, but we do a very good job now of assuring that many are not able to live in Amherst. These changes are in part a consequence of our existing zoning bylaws. They have made new development very difficult, and development that has occurred both on and off campus has made only a small dent in the demand. That's the path that we are on now, and the path that we will continue to be on without changes in our zoning bylaws. If we pass these zoning changes, what can we expect? The number of residential units should increase through new development. There will be no exceptions to the requirements for including affordable housing units in any new development with at least 10 units. The tax base of the town will increase, which will provide needed revenue to support the town's operating budget, needed social services, and capital projects such as a new fire department building, the schools, the library, and possibly other programs. What are the counter-arguments? Let me address three. The university should be responsible for building more on-campus residential units. Not going to happen. The university will not be adding near enough new capacity for the simple reason that it cannot afford to do so. The costs of building on campus are such that new units must be priced at a level that restricts them to higher income students or must run at a significant deficit. Two, significant new development in Amherst will change the character of our small rural community. Folks, that character has already changed. It began changing 50 years ago when Mass Aggie began to grow. When my family built a new home on Carriage Lane in South Amherst 30 years ago, virtually all of the houses were occupied by families with children in the schools. Today, there are few school children. 8 of the 25 houses are student rentals. Others are occupied by couples like myself, aging in place. That's happening all over town. Unintended consequences is another concern. There are too many unknowns in adopting these changes. I cannot tell you with certainty that the proposed changes will lead to growth with which we will all agree. I do know this. The current population trends will continue if we do nothing. Families with young children will continue to disappear from our community. We will not have affordable housing to accommodate lower-income individuals and families. We will be a town of mostly students, some older people, and a few well-to-do families. What if the changes we are being asked to accept today don't do the trick? We will have to evaluate the consequences and be prepared to make further revisions. But let's not make the perfect be the enemy of the good. What we cannot do is continue on our current path. Let's turn Amherst back into a place where people of all income levels can work and live in the same community. Please join me in voting for the changes to our regulations on inclusionary zoning. Thank you for your consideration.